Yo, what is up, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samora back at it again with another episode of Nation News. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Josh Jacobs making the top 100 list for the second year in a row. Not only that, the Raiders have dropped their roster from 90 players to 84 players. And also positive news, my cousin Marcus Mariota and the best tight end in the league, Darren will be coming back to practice this week. All of that on this episode of Nation News.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Now, first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Josh Jacobs is on the top 100 again, and he came in at number 68. Now, I'm kind of surprised because I know that Josh Jacobs had a bit of a down year last year, but one thing that Josh Jacobs has done was go back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and the last time a Raiders running back has done that was Marcus Allen. So I think that's a huge accomplishment for a guy like Josh Jacobs. Now, I understand that haters gonna hate because I seen there's a lot of people complaining saying, yo, Josh Jacobs is ranked way too high, number 68. If you don't shut your candy ass up, man. If you disagree with this list, man, I got two words for you.
Suck it!
Now, as much hate as he's getting from all the casual fans out there, man, players are gonna recognize real game when they see it.
We gonna hit the ass in the mouth. Yeah. And when they hit us in the mouth, we gonna bring that dog down, bro.
And of course, you guys know that this is all a players list, and I do understand sometimes Raider players do get, fucked over. But at the end of the day, it's just good to see some Raider players on the list. And Josh Jacobs, who is a homegrown talent, a homegrown draft pick with this team, getting the respect that he deserves. It's just good to see. And one player that does recognize his game was my boy Russell Wilson over there at that Seahawks versus Raiders preseason game at Allegiant Stadium. If you guys see this picture right here, now you know Russell Wilson was out there like, man, I wish I had Josh Jacobs as my running back. You know what I mean? So last year, Josh Jacobs was number 72. This year, he moves up to number 68, and that's 4 spots higher than he was last season. Now, there was a lot of players showing some love to him on this top 100. Guys like Jeremy Chin, Mekhi Fitzpatrick, Darius Leonard, even our own tight end, Darren Waller.
A boy different.
Hey, I gotta agree with my tight end. That boy is different. One thing is for sure, I know Darren Waller is gonna be on this list, but where is he gonna be ranked? Let me know down in the comments below where you think Darren Waller is gonna be amongst this whole list. I feel like he's gonna be in the top 25, and that's a fact. Now let's talk about some players that are gonna hit the unemployment line. Just like boys to men, man. We have come to the end of the road for some of these players. Now, I mentioned this before. The Raiders actually cut the roster down from 90 players down to 84 players. Now, the Raiders have to have 85 players on the roster this week, so that means that they could go out and add another player. I don't know who it would be. It'd probably be another camp body, but we'll see. Now, roster cuts were supposed to go down tomorrow. All the NFL teams were going to make their roster cuts on Tuesday, but the Raiders couldn't wait any longer. They just said, fuck it, let's go out there and make our cuts today. And those players being quarterback Case Cookis, kicker Dominic Eberle, long snapper Liam McCullough, running back Bo Scarborough, wide receiver Caleb Scott, cornerback Devontae Bosby, and defensive tackle Ethan Westbrook. Now, I do feel kind of bad for my boy Case Cookis because my boy, with no Marcus Mariota and no Derek Carr on that game against the Seahawks last week, this dude did not get any type of PT out there, man. The only time he came in was at the end of the game, basically in the fourth quarter, just to hand the ball off to the running backs. That was his only job. But I know it is a dream come true for him to just be on the roster and at least play a game. I gotta give it to Cookis, man. Out of my years of watching the NFL, he does hand off the ball pretty well. Pause. But I just kind of feel bad for my boy because I thought he was going to get at least some type of PT with those guys being out. But the Raiders just went with Nathan Peterman for most of the game, man. Nathan Peterman was probably out in the middle of the fourth quarter, but Case Cookis, hopefully he finds a job somewhere else. Now another player I kind of feel bad for is kicker Dominic Eberle. He was perfect last week against the Seahawks, going 2 for 2 on field goal and 2 for 2 for extra points. And another player that I feel like a lot of people have been capping because I've been seeing it in the comments, on the posts on Instagram, people were saying, yo, why did the Raiders waive Bo Scarborough, man? Chill, you guys know dang well this dude was not gonna make the roster. With all the running backs that we already do have, we already have Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake. They're gonna be on the roster for sure. And two running backs that's gonna be fighting for that third spot is gonna be Trey Vegas and Jalen Richard. Other than that, I don't think anybody else was gonna make the roster, especially Bo. We just signed him just a couple of weeks ago, and just for a lot of people saying, yo, why did we let him go, man? It was inevitable. This was gonna happen, man. He only rushed 4 times for 10 yards and averaged 2.5 yards per carry. Not really doing much, and he was like the last running back that we had out there. So hopefully Bo, I know he's a vet, hopefully he goes out and finds a job somewhere else, but just not here in Vegas because we're at full capacity at the running back position. Ethan Westbrook was another name that I thought was gonna have some more PT, at least for the last 2 games of the preseason, but I guess that the Raiders, you know, they seen enough, and they just had to cut him from the team. So I was like, you know what, it doesn't really matter. We have a lot of players on the defensive line already. You know, the depth that we do have, there was no way this guy was gonna make the roster as well. And you know, most of the players that I named off were most likely not gonna make the roster. Just to be realistic, it kind of sucks. But I feel like the most surprising cuts are gonna come after week 2 and week 3 of the preseason games. Now some good news. Kicker Daniel Carlson has been activated off the COVID/reserve list, so this is good news to finally see him back. And I feel like this is the reason why Dominic Eberle was finally cut or away from the team. But it's good to see Daniel Carlson back on the roster. Now to add on to some more good news, it looks like my cousin Marcus and Darren Waller could be returning to practice this week. According to Vincent B and The Place to Be, he tweeted, FYI, Raiders tight end Darren Waller and quarterback Marcus Mariota are expected to return to practice this week, although there might be some restrictions as they work their way completely back. Now this is actually some good news to hear. We already knew that Marcus Mariota was going to return after being out with a sore leg last week. It came as a surprise, you know, that he wasn't going to play in the preseason game, but for sure they didn't want anything to happen or cause any more injury to that leg. They just wanted to rest it for another week, and we will most likely see him this week against the Rams. And I feel like that is the main reason why we actually were able to go and waive Case Cookies. This dude was basically brought on just to be a roster spot while Marcus was out. And as far as Darren Waller, it's just good to see him finally back after missing the last 2 weeks of training camp. You know, I don't know, I feel like he went down with the injury or a little tweak, and they just wanted to rest him. I honestly don't think that he has to go out there and practice, but it's good to finally hear that he's going to be coming back. And it was just something, you know, something precautionary with him and not like him holding out, because there was so much rumors going around saying, yo, you know what, Darren Waller is probably holding out for some money, especially for that contract. The fuck? Do you guys not know who Darren Waller is? Do you guys not know the type of man this is? And do you guys not know how much he appreciates being a part of the Raiders organization and how loyal he is to this organization? Man, fuck out of here with some of those rumors, man. Some people be tripping, trying to make some type of news out there go viral, but it was far from the truth. We already know that Darren Waller is committed to this team. He was just out resting, but we know that we're gonna have him back this week, so that's some good news to hear. And speaking of practice,
I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
Vincent B also tweeted, Raiders return to practice tomorrow before leaving for California to practice against the LA Rams on Wednesday and Thursday. Adjust your clocks as practices with the Rams are expected to start at 10 a.m. rather than 7:30 a.m. And man, I cannot wait to see this team actually have some scrimmages with the LA Rams. It's gonna be lit, man. Y'all remember the last time we had scrimmage with them on Hard Knocks? You know, there was a little bit of scuffle that went down. So you already know something might go down at training camp. But just to have this bit of scrimmage before the actual preseason game, I'm excited to see this week what the Raiders do, especially with the Rams team that I feel like might be a little bit better. You know, their second and third strings might be much better than the Seahawks, where I feel like might be more of a challenge than the Seahawks were. So with that being said, who are you guys looking forward to this week in practice? And do you guys think that the Raiders will be able to whoop the Rams candy ass in Inglewood in the Raiders' second home in LA? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today on this episode of Nation News. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button. It does a lot for this channel. And if this is the first time you're coming across my channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Road to 50K, baby. You already know the deal. With that being said, until the next video, this is your boy Samoan Raider, and your boy is, yeah.